Hey, hi all. Good morning. So, welcome to the SQL training course. And today is the demo class. So, first of all, a quick introduction about myself. So, I'm Mohammed Tanveer Khan. I have over 13 years of experience in IT industry, working on different data-related job profiles like data engineer, SQL developer, business analyst, data analyst, tester, and I have SQL, Unix, Python are my primary skill sets. So this is at a high level all about me. So hope my screen is visible to everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the course curriculum we will be covering. So you can see like we will start from scratch, how to create table, insert data. So this course will start from scratch. No prerequisite is needed. Even if you don't know about SQL, even if you don't know about programming languages, that is fine. We will start from very basic from the scratch. Okay. And then slowly we will cover the advanced topics as well. You can see we have comparison operators, logical operators, aggregate operators, set operators, different joins, subquery, constraints, window functions, and all those things. And then we have this conceptual questions. We have approx 38 conceptual questions, which we'll be discussing during the course. Okay. And the session is fully interactive, live session. You have all the freedom to ask question. You can stop me at any point of time and you can ask question. Yeah. Sometime I will tell you that, okay, wait for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, because sometime if I'm explaining a particular concept, so I want you to let me complete that and then you can ask question. And after each and every class, so this is a weekday batch, Monday to Friday, morning 7 to 9 a.m. IST. So we will share recording after each and every class, recording classroom notes or the coding, whatever we'll do. We don't have a PPT because this is a purely hands-on session. Okay, it's not a theoretical one. So suppose if I'm teaching you create, then directly I will show you that how you can create a table. Okay, so this is purely hands-on session. And I think I told you that we'll share recording and the assignments. So during the course, we'll be sharing approx 200 to 250 assignment questions. On an average, 10 assignment questions on a daily basis. And the next class, we also discuss on the assignment questions. The course duration will be approx 5 weeks. And once the course is over, then we'll give you some. We have a separate group for which is known as Technist Academy Alumni Group, in which we have participants from all the previous batches. So once your course is over, we will add you. Means those who are interested, they can join that. In that, we used to discuss about how to prepare for the interview, resume building sessions. So if you want to attend mock interview, and those who have cracked any interview or the job offer they have received. So we schedule session with them so that they can share the interview experience, how they have prepared and all those things. Even once the course is over, you can if you're getting stuck somewhere, you can connect with us. You can post question directly on my personal window or the group. Okay. So this is at a high level all about the SQL training course. So now, do you have any question before I proceed? Anyone?
No, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt. I'm actually a student at data analytics course. So, I have a basic knowledge of SQL. So, how would you tell me that this course is more than the basic, or how are we practicing any previous interview questions, something like that?
Good question. Very good question. That then we how this course is different from others or how this will help me. So suppose if I am teaching you, let me take an example of this minus keyword or any other keyword. So first of all, I will tell you what is minus. Then in real-time project, where you have to use minus, Then how this minus internally works, how engine executes it. Let me show you one example. I'll take any batch. Like we try to explain you the things from the internal working. Okay, like see in the previous batches, I'm showing you one example, one of the class example of the previous batches, like how, and suppose if I'm teaching you list aggregator, then how it works internally, we will tell you engine how it takes the data and how it executes this, each and everything. But that is the one thing, each and everything will be covered from the engine perspective, that how the engine executes it. Okay. And then we will discuss about the pros and cons of a particular keyword. You cannot use each and every keyword in every scenario. So where you have to use, where you should not use. Okay. So everything will be covered from the engine perspective, that how internally the engine is executing it. Okay. And we will add the flavor of the real-time project, that where this can be used in the project. Okay.
Excellent.
I hope I answered.
Yes, sir. That surely helped. And can you let me
Hmm.
know, like, would you be making us practice any previous interview questions, or will you
Ah,
be making us practice that?
sure, sure. See, this is the list of assignment questions. Okay. So we'll be sharing with these questions to you on a daily basis. Suppose if I have taught you today where conditions, so we will share the questions, assignment questions based on where, and the next day we will discuss it. Now the questions which you will find in the assignments are based on the interview. Even many of my assignment questions have been asked in different interviews. So we can give you assurance that once you are done, or once you have completed our approx 250 assignment questions, we'll get a stronghold. Apart from that, we have another set of interview questions as well. So that we will be discussing during the course. And I have shown you here this set of conceptual questions. These all are very important. So already those who know the SQL, so you can find, maybe if you will go through the questions, you'll understand that yes, these are conceptual. These are really interesting questions. This can be asked in interview. I do understand that those who are very new to SQL, maybe this will not make much sense to them. But those who know a little bit SQL, you can understand the level of this question. So this also, so see, the purpose of this course is this will help you to crack interview, as well as if you're working in any data related job profile, like data engineer, data analyst, business analyst, Power BI developer, ETL tester. This will help you in your project as well. Okay.
Yeah, sure,
Uh,
sir.
okay. So any other question, anyone?
What is the timing actually?
Timing is Monday to Friday, morning 7 to 9 a.m. IST.
It's the duration of the course.
It's 5 weeks, approx 5 weeks. Approx
Starting
means
from
it will take 50 hours. It will start from today itself. Once I will cover this introduction session, then we'll start with the class. Okay. Any other
okay.
question?
Yes, sir. I have one question as part of the
Mm,
curriculum. Actually, some of
mm,
the functions which I am seeing, which was related to the Oracle, I mean, level, decode, limit.
mm,
These
mm,
are
mm,
particular to a single engine, right?
Okay. See,
Mine.
actually, good, good. So actually, SQL is a generic language, which means if you have learned SQL, so you can practice that on Oracle, you can practice that on SQL Server, Postgres, Netezza, Teradata, MySQL. Okay, so these all are different vendors. Means maybe might have heard about Oracle. Then you have, and this I'm explaining for everyone because I know this is a very common question. Many of you will be having Postgres, Netezza, Teradata, then which one? MySQL. These all are different platforms. These all are different vendors. If you have learned SQL, means I'll be teaching you on Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server. But if you have learned SQL, you can practice that on any platform. Like in my current project, I am working on Postgres. So SQL is the generic one. That is an ANSI SQL we were teaching you. So once you have understood this, the SQL, You can practice on any platform. I agree that hardly 1% syntax difference will be there. Like you mentioned here that Tanvir, you have mentioned here minus. What is that? Here you have mentioned minus. So yes, if you will go for Microsoft SQL Server, it is known as except. So that we will tell you during the course. So, but hardly only 1% difference will be there, not more than that. Okay. And here it is in Oracle, it is known as minus. In Microsoft SQL Server, Postgres, the same thing is known as except. But functionality wise, it is exactly same. So that we will be covering you. Hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any other question, anyone? Okay, fine then. And feel free to ask the question and make the session interactive. Before I proceed, I need few. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Tanvir, may sound a silly question. I'm Swapnil. This
No issues.
is
Yeah.
yeah.
Certainly.
So Tanvir, just like you, it has been 13 years I've been in the industry. I'm working as a product manager with Wells Fargo, and prior to this, it was Deutsche. Tanvir, may we have at the end, once we are done with everything, just like this interactive session where we can, because even the reason I'm portraying this question is at the end, it's a story what we need to tell to an interview, no matter is an individual who's joining the industry in coming months or the one who are already in it. It's actually a story for every one of us to tell it to interview and convert it up that to a particular opportunity, right? So maybe have a open session where we can talk about this specific question, let's say from a banking perspective. I need some scenarios and for which some other, apart from you also, the others can be of help and can provide a liner or two of an input in regards with how exactly they dealt with it in or any of the challenges what they specifically faced. So maybe have that as well for a session would be of help to for us to understand it better.
Yeah, Swapnil, that's a really good suggestion. Let me add you, like when I'll be covering these topics, like even I have 13 years of experience, and the same it is in finance domain only. Like I have worked for Citibank, then Fidelity, and then some other rating agencies. So what all I'll be teaching you in this course, so that will be in line with my project experience. So I'll be teaching you that, okay, suppose minus union or any other joins. So where this can be used in project, okay, in project where I have used this, how this will be helpful, okay. And then once we will complete a major portion of it. So you are telling about the storytelling, right? So then you will get an idea that, okay, where exactly this fits and how in the interview you can narrate a story based on this. But if you have any specific scenario which you want to discuss during the course, or if you want me to cover up, so you can let me know on a personal window. We can add it. Okay, if it makes sense for the larger audience, we can add it. But that's really good suggestion, and I appreciate the storytelling is one of the important aspects these days in the interview process.
Perfect. Last but not the least, the sessions recording will be shared if in case we are missing because of this early morning. So
yes. Actually, once the session is over at 9 a.m., so we take approx 3 hours to process and upload it. So irrespective that you are attending or you missed because of some reason, personal or professional commitment, we share the recording of after each and every class. Okay, so that recording you'll be having. And once your course is over, after that, the recording access will last for 6 to 7 months. Okay. Suppose after 6 months, even if you want that, no, then we please extend it for 1 or 2 months. So we will give that access. Not an issue. Okay. And the assignments will be for lifetime access will be there for the assignments. And once the course is over, even if you're getting struck, whether you're preparing for interview, if you're working in a project, you can connect with us. We have a separate dedicated group, which is known as TechNest Academy Alumni Group. So I know few of the participants are there from my previous batches as well. So they all know this, and that even the course is over, we provide all the possible support. We help you in the referral, like day before yesterday, one of the HR from one company in Hyderabad, we have a tie-up with many other companies. So when they have any opening, they connect with us and we share that JD in the group so that our students should grab those offers. So we try our level best to help you guys in all the possible ways. Okay. So
Perfect, sir.
any other
Thanks, sir.
question? Okay, no problem. Any other question, anyone? No? Okay. So I know it's difficult to ask from each one of you, but may I request like any volunteer who can share like why you are joining this course, what is the expectation from this course?
First, Tanvi, to be honest, the storytelling. Secondly, sir, with due respect, I would say this is a platform. From here, the grounds are opening, right? Let's, for example, being a product owner, prior to that, a Java developer. Backend or ETL, I have no experience. But today, or rather, after this, the complete tenure is done. Now the grounds are open for me to talk about the data analytics part, the business analytics. If in case I'm feeling like, because whichever direction where the I mean, say, I would say from CTC perspective, the market demands whatever it's there. So that has directly or indirectly related to it. AI ML, if in case we talk about, if in case you're jotting down, then business analytics. So this is the first thing, right? The second would be the statistics part. The first thing you talk about, so this is the thing. And yeah, these would be the thing. And no matter if in case we are not even touching up these things, for basic individual, for any individual, even the support or a BA or a QA or a dev, this is a thing. So that will be a thing. A basic criteria, I can say, to enter the industry or to take the next leap or the next jump, whatever we talk about, this we can't run. So that, I guess, also covers up this part. So yeah, these will be my strengths.
Sure, Swapnil. I will answer these points. So any other volunteer? I need 3-4 more volunteers to share their expectations from this course. Why you're planning to join this course?
Hey, hi, this is Preeti.
Yeah, Preeti.
So I've been working at the backends, but I don't have the like I can deal with basic queries, but not with different aggregate functions or so I'm doing ETL testing, but I'm supposed to know like what are different joins. I can use basic joins, but I'm not sure where I have to use a particular join for which criteria. So if I know the basics of SQL or I have a command over SQL, like I can do the testing very efficiently. I can reduce my time, and so I would be doing the tedious job. Like I kind of use copy the data from one thing to another thing. So without, I don't have a basic awareness of when I have to use a particular query. So if I know that, I can do my job much easier and faster, and I'll have much understanding of what I'm doing. So I wanted to have the base, like being an ETL tester. So I felt like I should know like what are the queries on when I have to use which query. So that I felt like it is very important as part of ETL testing. Now that I'm kind of trying myself to move to the big data line, and I just wanted to work on as a data engineer or developer. So I felt like learning SQL is very basic that I have to learn, like wherever I go, like with respect to the data analyst or data engineer, like I should know some basics of what I'm doing or how I have to do as part of SQL.
Okay. That's great. Understood. So, sorry, my screen sharing has stopped, so I will start sharing shortly. So, but yes, I understood like you are. Is my voice audible, guys?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. So I will answer. I will address all this concerns or the expectations what we have and how we will be handling this. So any other volunteer who wants to share?
Yeah, sure. I'm Shriprada. I have actually worked around 1.5 years as a software developer. Later, right now I'm in Canada pursuing big data analytics course. So previously I had a basic knowledge of SQL, but I haven't worked in real time. So I want to get real time experience and how is it used in the projects in real time, so that it would help me in my further interviews here.
Okay, sure, sure, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Please let me know once my screen is visible. Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, so yeah, it is visible.
So, right, okay. So sorry, it was disconnected because some network issue. So fine. So any other?
Yeah, hi Tanvir. This is Suresh. Tanvir,
Yes, sir.
I'm working as an ANA consultant, SAP ANA consultant.
Mhm,
So if you see nowadays, so all the reportings are based on the SQLs as well, right? In BW HANA, we do have a ABAP programming language. It's like Java.
mhm,
Nowadays it has they have included SQL as well for writing the instead of writing the ABAP code that was very complex, and they have come up with SQL in the backend. And for
mhm,
all the reporting also we required SQL basics and to write the complex queries, even for Microsoft Power BI or HANA Cloud,
mhm,
SSA
mhm,
HANA Cloud kind of. So I wanted to upgrade myself into to understand the business and
mhm,
write the queries. One
mhm.
question I just wanted to understand. SAP for okay for other even other domains as well. We need to understand the business first of all, right? So
Mhm,
that only we can able to write the queries based on that.
mhm.
So as I'm working as an ANA consultant, okay, I understand that what users requirement, and based on that we used to create the models and we used to map it and write the queries based on that. So is there
Mhm.
any chance that in this class to explain about what is business, like how we need to understand the business here in SQL in this
Okay,
session?
okay. I will answer it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you understand my question, right? So if we
Yeah,
understand the
yeah.
business, then
Understood.
only we can navigate the
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Functional
Uh,
knowledge, you mean like that we should be having, then
exactly.
only we can make
Yes,
more
yes.
sense, more writing
Correct.
SQL queries.
Correct.
Okay, I got it. Fine. I will answer it. Just give me a few more
Sure,
minutes.
sure. Sir. Thank you.
Any other last uh, and any other one who wants to share your expectation from this course?
Hi, Tanvir. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, yes, and please go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm Sayant. I'm also working with Swapnil. I'm also working in Wells Fargo Bank, but I've been into
Okay.
technical side, yeah, throughout. So I have been working
Mm-hmm.
in SQL and data warehouse, business intelligence, and all. So
Mm-hmm.
while yeah, mostly I had worked into on-premise systems. Right now, I'm shifting my focus into the cloud-based systems like Azure and all. So I realized that somewhere I lacked my SQL speed or something, the advanced level SQL ideas and all. So that is the primary
Mm-hmm.
reason I like Windows function and some advanced
Mm-hmm.
level questions, because if I apply for interviews, at my experience, they expect a lot, right? So that is the reason.
Right, right, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So for others, I think or your expectations will be somewhere covered under this buckets, whatever I have mentioned here. But again, okay, so this is the last one. Anyone who wants to share expectation, this will be the last one. No, no, fine. Let me quickly answer this points, like how we will be addressing this in our course. Okay, first of all, you all might have heard that data is the new oil, right? I'm not sure how many of you, but this is very common saying these days. Data is the new oil, and currently the entire IT industry is working on top of data. Okay, means everywhere you are hearing about data, 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 and some of the common job profiles these days are data engineer, data analyst, business analyst, data scientist, then you have Power BI developer, you have ETL tester, SQL or ETL developer, then you have AI, then you have ML, then you have recommendation engine. You know, all these job profiles, okay, whatever I have written, and you all hope you all will agree that these are some of the very what I can say, like hot jobs in IT industry these days. Okay. The one thing is common about all these jobs is they all work on top of data, or they all work based on the data. I remember when I joined IT industry during 2011. So at that time, Java, .NET, C, these were in huge demand. Okay. Then from 2014 or 15 onwards, when a lot of social media sites and a lot of other platforms, when they started generating huge volume of data, so it becomes difficult for business to understand that, okay, how the business is performing. Suppose take an example of any small e-commerce site or any other business. So if they want to understand how their business is performing, so obviously they have to understand the data, right? So that is why nowadays the IT industry is working with data. Means they need the those resources who have a strong expertise. Means those who know how to play with data, those who know how to process data, how to fetch useful information from data. So that is why all these job profiles, which are in huge demand this is in IT industry, they work on top of data. And there is one language which will help you to store data, to process data, to fetch useful information from data, and that is your SQL. It is considered as a bread and butter in IT industry these days, and I hope you all will agree, right? You go for any of this job profile, you search it on LinkedIn or Naukri.com or anywhere, SQL will be one of the prerequisites. And I believe that you all will agree, right? They will ask you that you have to be strong in SQL. Even the storytelling part, what you're telling. So in that, if you know SQL, if you're strong in SQL, quickly you can write query and you can publish the numbers which the stakeholders are important in understanding, right? So one thing is clear. Currently, we are staying in the era when IT industry wants to process data, because from data only you can fetch the useful information, and from that information your business stakeholders, the big shot guys in the companies, your CEO, your CTO, your portfolio manager, fund manager, they can take some good business decisions, right? So that is why it is very important for any company, any organization to understand the data, to process the data. Okay. Now, coming to the first part, storytelling. So yes, we will be covering this, but not purely it will be storytelling, because storytelling itself is a different subject. Okay. But yes, what all topics I'll be covering with you, I'll be telling you, I will be explaining you that in the real-time project, where this will be used, how you can use this, where this particular keyword you should not use, how from this you can give the information to your stakeholders. So all this means the entire what again cycle will try to explain you that when you get the requirement from the business stakeholders, what they're asking, how you have to answer it, and all those things. Okay. But in this, we will not be covering the ETL part. Earlier, what used to happen, along with SQL, we used to cover ETL, because suppose if I'm teaching this, someone will ask question, Tanvir, what is fact? And I do agree that fact table, dimension table, they are related with the SQL. Okay, but those are the topics of ETL. So then slowly we have a strong segregation between this. So during this course, strictly I will not be discussing about the topics of ETL, like what is ETL, why we need ETL, what is dimension, what is fact, what is star schema, what is snowflake schema. What's the difference between ETL and ELT? What are the SCDs? What is swap delete? So I will not be covering into those topics, because what happened when we start covering those topics, so we will get distracted from the main SQL course. If you have any question from that, so after 9, the forum is open. You can ask question. Like again, one more thing. Suppose I am teaching distinct and you have question related to where or any other topic. So again, that I will not be covering. During the course, I will strictly follow this sequence. Little bit, it'll be shuffled. But suppose I am teaching you distinct and you have questions from where, then what we suggest or we recommend our participant is that please wait at the end of the session and then you can ask. Okay, then you can ask question from anywhere. You're free. But if here during the course, if I'll break this sequence now, so those who are very new to SQL, they will get confused that what happened that suddenly Tanvir jumped from this thing to where. So I will not break this sequence, but of course, once the class is over, each and every day, 7 to 9, after 9, I will tell you that, okay, now those who want to drop, they can drop, and others, they can ask questions, whatever they have. Okay. Now, I told you that business analytics, AI ML, so your artificial intelligence, your chat GPT, it again works on top of data. If you will analyze it, how it works, a chat GPT, they have been trained in such a way that it will scan a lot of documents at the back end, lot of data at the back end, and then it gives you an output. So all this AI, ML, business analytics, data analytics, they all work on top of good quality of data. And to assure the data is of good quality, for that, we have this ETL testing job profile. ETL testing job profile is in huge demand, but very few they know this. Generally, people have this perception that, oh, testing is not that much fancy role. But no, ETL testing, it needs expertise in SQL, which is very much similar to what the interview will ask you for developer of business analytics, because you have to be very strong in SQL if you're going for a ETL testing role, because you are the one who have to test from source till target in each and every layer, each and every transformation of the business logics. Okay, suppose if you're testing SCD, so no one will tell you how to write query. You have to write query, how to test SCD2 or SCD3. And that's why if you go for ETL testing role, they will ask you some good SQL questions. Okay. And many times the salary, what you will get for ETL testings, many times I have seen that is in par with developers. Okay, so please, those who are from non-technical background, so you can plan ETL testing as well. This is like a shortcut. Even I have published this on my LinkedIn page, I think day before yesterday, that ETL testing is a shortcut to IT industry. And very few participants, they know this, because for this, you should be strong in SQL and then ETL and some basics of Python. Then ETL developer, of course, the SQL course will help you if you're planning for ETL developer. So all this like aggregate functions, complex SQL queries. So you can see here, I have mentioned that we will be covering, where is that? Now this. Aggregate functions will be covered. And someone has asked about joins, it will be covered. CT will also be covered. Okay, you have recursive CT, all those things will be, whatever you all have mentioned, you see recursive CT is there. CT will also be covered. So whatever you guys have mentioned here, those things will be covered. Reporting, of course, reporting, like if you're going for business intelligence role as a Power BI developer or Tableau developer. So the SQL queries, whatever I will be teaching you, that will help you. Point number 9, domain knowledge. You see, most of the examples, what I'll be covering will be from finance domain. Okay, but in this course, I will not be able to tell you the different finance terms. That suppose if you will ask me, Tanvir, what is realized amount, what is commitment amount, and all those things. So this is this we cannot cover here, because this is related to SQL only. Otherwise, we will distract from the main course. But the one who has asked, it is a very valid question. I have seen developers, the testers, they are coding the requirement, but they don't know what is the business significance of it. Okay, so that is very important to understand that, okay, this requirement, the SQL query, what you're writing, how this will help the business, why you're writing this query. So for that, you have to understand the business, that the job profile in which you're working. Suppose if you're working for life sciences, so you have to understand what is life science. in which a life science, so in which within life science, in which sector, in which section your company is working, the task what you're doing, all that will help them. Okay. And then cloud and the window functions. So I have mentioned window functions in my curriculum, it is there. So we'll be covering window functions as well. And cloud, you all know that cloud is nothing but an technology landscape. So on top of it, again, you're performing ETL and ELT only. Okay, so overall, all these concerns will be addressed during the course. And fine then, before I proceed with the class, do you have any other question, anyone? Oh, okay, fine then, let me start. Okay. So first of all, why we need SQL? Okay. So we need SQL to store data and to process data and then to fetch useful information from data. Net at a very high level, how your company is performing. Okay, so you want, suppose in your company, your manager asks you that, okay, fine, tell me the 2020 quarter one total revenue, 2020 quarter two total revenue, the increase in revenue, the percentage increase or percentage decrease, how many new clients we have added, okay, and how many repeat business we have, okay. So all these questions. So when you have a strong expertise in SQL, you can write this query, you can write the queries and you can fetch the useful information, and then the business stakeholders will take some decision. So SQL, the first thing is it will help you to store data. So first of all, I will tell you that how this will help you to store data. So we have a concept of table. Okay, like first of all, before processing or before fetching useful information, you have to store data. And to store data, we need tables. Okay, like to stay somewhere, suppose if I went to Bangalore. So first of all, I will find some house or PG where I can stay, right? So similarly, to store data, we need table. And suppose I want to store data of employee. Okay, so for that, we will be having employee ID, then employee name, then suppose department, then salary. Suppose I have employee ID 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm taking some dummy numbers here. Suppose this is Abdul, this is Rohan, this is Joseph. Okay, and this is Lucy. Okay, department is HR. This is tech. This is sales. HR salary is 100, 200, 500, 400. So this is a very simple example I'm showing you of a table. Okay. Here, these all are known as columns. You can see, this employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. These are known as columns. So in this employee table, and the name of this table is employee. This is your wish. You can create a table with any name, your wish. Okay. In this table, how many columns we have? 4 columns, right? Employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. These are the 4 columns we have. Now, suppose you might be thinking that, Tanveer, I want to add one more column, okay, like their location. So can we add that? So generally to freshers, they used to ask this kind of question, that is there any limitation on the number of columns in a table? What do you think, guys? Is there any limitation on the number of columns in a table? Any idea? Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think it was to no limit, or it was limited to 255 columns.
There is no limitation as such. Okay. But suppose here I have created this employee table with only 4 columns. Okay. If you want to add few more columns, suppose you want to create a table with 10 columns, maybe you want to store more information, employee ID, employee name, department, salary, location, date of birth, gender, reporting manager. So you can add all those columns. So there is no restriction on that. To keep the thing simple as of now, I have taken only 4 columns in this employee table, but you can add n number of columns. There is no limitation on it. But generally, it is recommended that you should not add more columns in a table because that disturbs the concept of normalization. If time permits, we will discuss it because normalization is not in my agenda. So that disturbs it, but net, you can add a number of columns in a table that is allowed, okay? And these are known as records. This is first record, this is second record, this is third record, this is fourth record. So, and suppose if you want to add one more record, 5, and suppose it is Lisa, take. So this is again one more record or row. So in this table, employee, we have 4 columns: employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records. So far, any question?
Yes, sir. You have mentioned that there is no constraint to adding number of columns, but my doubt would be the database has a certain size, right?
Of course.
Because it's not a
Size.
cloud.
If you are planning for on-premise, size constraint will be there. So that will be taken care by the DBA, database administrator. Okay. If you're exceeding that size, okay, generally it doesn't happen. Okay, but suppose in the case if you're exceeding it, so that it will throw error message, and then you have to connect with the DB of your project. Then they will help you to have some more space, some more disk space, and then you can extend. That's a valid question. But suppose if you have a required space, then there is no restriction on the number of columns. That is what happens.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, anyone?
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I have a question. We consider this entire section D as the column, right? Salary, that is the column, right?
This is a column. This is a column. These all are columns. Employee ID is one column. Employee name is another column. Department is another column. Salary is another column. These are known as columns or fields. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. So now I have shown you a dummy employee table and with 4 columns and 5 records, but this is on Excel. Now the question is how we can create this in a database. Okay. Now during this course, most of the coding part I'll be doing on Oracle. Okay. But if you want to practice this on SQL Server, please go ahead. You can practice. If you want to practice on Postgres, MySQL, any of the platform, you can practice. Because I'll be teaching you ANSI SQL, which is applicable on all the platforms. But those who are very new to SQL, okay, I will recommend you that follow practice on Oracle only. If you will practice on multiple platforms, maybe you will get confused because I told you in the beginning that there's a variation of approx 1% in the syntax. But again, I'm telling it's your wish. You can practice anywhere. Okay. Now, many of you have asked this question that Tanveer, which application we have to download. I am working on the company laptop. They will not allow me to download and all those things. Okay. So for that, we will not tell you to download anything. Just open any browser, whatever you have, Chrome, Edge, or anyone. And in that, just type Oracle Live SQL. Oracle Live SQL. Here you don't have to download anything. Why we practice on this? Even if you are working in office, if you have free time, or if you don't have personal laptop, you have only your official laptop. So obviously in that you cannot download anything, right? So here on the browser, just you type Oracle Live SQL, and even in your official laptop, this will work. It doesn't need a strong configuration, like even it works on the 4 GB RAM. Okay. So write Oracle Live SQL, you will get this page. Click on this. Hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you will find this to start coding. Click on the start coding. Or all these things are getting recorded. Please don't make a note of these things. We'll share the recording after the class. Okay, let me check the recording is in progress. Oh yeah. So everything is getting recorded. When you are signing in for the first time, you have to click on create account. Okay, so once you will click on create account, it will ask a few simple questions like your name, your company name, and all those things. If you don't want to give your company name, you can write any dummy name, ABCD, or anything, whatever you want. They're not going to validate it. Then they will ask your email ID. So you have to give a valid email ID. On that email ID, they will share a link, and then you have to create your user ID and password. This is very simple process. It will hardly take 2 to 3 minutes. Once you have your user ID and password, you just give username here and password here. Okay. So far, hope it is clear, guys. Then click on sign in. And then the session has ended. Okay, 1 minute. I need to log in again. Sometime if you're getting that error message, you have to log in again. Or else, I recommend one more thing. Don't sometime the user ID and the password what has been shared, it don't accept it. So manually you have to give your username and password here. So if you're getting the error message, close the browser and again open it and manually enter the username and the password. So now see, you have logged in here. So this is very simple application. We are not asking you to download anything, and you can practice here even if you have your official laptop or if you have a very simple configuration in your laptop. So any questions so far, anyone? No.
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 Okay, good. Now here I have shown you that we have an employee table and these are the columns, but I have shown you this on Excel and SQL works on database. So now the question is that fine, Tanvir, you have shown this employee table and these columns on the Excel, how we can create this table, how we can store this data in database. That is what I will explain you now. So for that, what you have to do is, first of all, you have to write create. Now listen very carefully. There are two kinds of keywords in SQL, not only in SQL, in most of the programming languages. First is reserved keywords, and the other is user-defined keywords. User-defined keywords, I will explain you after some time. What are the reserved keywords? Reserved keywords means the words which SQL engine has a special meaning. The SQL engine knows what to do. Okay. Like if I have written create here, so the SQL engine will understand that, oh, the user is telling me to create something. Okay. So this is known as reserved keywords. Okay. So like create table. So now if I have written create table, so engine will understand that, oh, Tanvir wants to create a table. Then you have to write the name of the table. Name, suppose I want to create a table with the name employee. So here the reserved keywords are create and table. Now, one more thing. This create and table, you can write this in any case. I mean, if you want to write this create in uppercase, that is in capital letter, you can write it. If you want to write this table in capital letter, you can write it. This is not in line with Python. In Python, what happens? So if it is print, you cannot write print in uppercase. You have to write it like this only, right? So in SQL, it will never bother you with all these silly things. So the reserved keywords, you can write in any case, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, camel case, whatever you want, you write it. SQL only needs a strong logic from you. It will never bother you with all these cosmetic things. Okay. Those who have worked on Python or Unix shell scripting, you know that they are case sensitive even with the reserved keywords, right? Suppose in Python, if you write for like this, it will throw error message, right? You have to write like this only, correct? But in SQL, it is nothing like that. Hope it is clear so far. Any question?
Yeah, fine.
Fine. Okay. So far, the reserved keywords are create and table. So all the other reserved keywords, what we'll be discussing down the line, I will tell you. And so the reserved keywords net are those keywords which SQL engine has a special meaning. The engine knows what to do. Okay. The user defined keywords are those keywords which engine has given authority to the users that, okay, you can define. Like here, I want to create a table with the name employee. So I have all the freedom. I can write any name here. Suppose if I want to create a table with my name, I can write my name as well. So you can write any name. I want to create a table with the name India. You can create a table, your wish. I want to create a table with the name Tiger. I can create. Okay. So that's why this is known as the user defined keywords. It means the user has all the freedom to write name whatever they want. Hope it is clear. So far I have written create table employee. It means from this I'm telling to SQL engine that SQL I want to create a table which is employee. Now table is similar to your house. Okay, if means suppose if you are transferred from some if you're transferred to some other location, you will search for a house where you can stay. That's top priority, right? So similarly, to store data or data table is like a house. That is why, first of all, I'm telling you how to create a table. Okay. Now you have created this table employee. After this, the SQL engine will ask that, okay, Tanveer, fine. We will create the table employee, but in this table, what all columns you want? So I want employee ID, I want employee name, then I want department, then I want location, right? So within parentheses, within this bracket, you have to write the columns, the fields which you want to have in this table. Like suppose if you're constructing a house, okay, and you have the design engineer, so you will tell him no that okay, design a house where I need 2 or 3 bedrooms, 1 balcony, and all those things, right? So similarly, when you are creating a table, so you have to tell the SQL engine that I want the table employee, and in this table, I want this columns, employee ID, employee name, department, and location. So the engine will understand that, oh, Tanveer wants to create a table employee, and in this table, he wants these columns. Any questions so far?
No,
Is this clear so far?
yes.
Okay, good. Now, one more thing you have to inform here to the SQL engine. Okay. Like those who have traveled from Rajdhani Express, okay. So when you will book a ticket, suppose you're going from Delhi to Bangalore, and if you book a ticket in Rajdhani Express, so they will ask you one option that you want to go for veg or non-veg, right? So similarly here, when you are creating a table and when you are giving the column names, so at the same time, you have to tell to SQL engine that what type of data you will be storing here, like an employee ID. So generally in employee ID, we store numbers, right? I agree. Sometimes we have alphanumeric as well, right? But generally in employee ID, we store numbers. So whenever you are storing number in a column, so that you have to write as INT. INT means integer. This is known as data type. Okay. So I'm not covering data type as of now. So we have a separate session in which we'll be discussing in detail about data type. What are the different data types? Why we need data type? How the data type are helpful from performance perspective and all these things. One thing you guys have not asked about the performance aspect. So in this course, during the course throughout, like whatever I'll be teaching you, I'll be covering the performance aspects as well. Okay, we don't have a separate session for performance. So what are keywords? Suppose if I'm teaching you CT, then I will explain you at that moment that how CT is better in performance aspects as compared to subquery. If recursive CT, why it is bad from performance perspective. If I'm teaching correlated query, why it is bad from performance perspective. So performance or query optimization is a continuous process that you have to understand in each and every topic. So that will be covering throughout the course. So I have written here employee ID and then INT. It means I am telling to SQL engine that SQL in this column employee ID, I'll be storing only numbers or the integers. That's why I have written here INT. Net, whenever you have to store number or integer in any column, you have to mark it as INT. Hope it is clear. Okay, and INT stands for integer. Fine. Now, in employee name, now the columns, see, again, I'm repeating, I'm not covering data type topic now. Data type topic we will cover in a separate session. I'm just giving a high level understanding that what is data type, okay? Now, in this topics, in this columns, employee name, department. So in these columns, you have stored something like alphabets, A, B, C, D, name, and all these things. So whenever in a column, if you have to store alphabets, you have to write that as varchar, and within bracket, you have to write 50. You must be thinking here that what is this varchar? Why you have written 50, Tanveer? Can I write 10 instead of 50? Can I write 100 instead of 50? Can I write 1 instead of 50? All those things will be answered, don't worry. But for the time being, just understand that, okay, whenever in a column, you have to store something like in alphabets, ABCD, name, location, department, which has alphabets. So you should mark it as varchar 50. We will discuss in separate. I know those who already know SQL, you must be thinking that then we can I write char here, can I write varchar 2 here? So we'll discuss all those things in the line. Okay. Now in department, DPT department, what should be the data type? INT or varchar 50?
Varchar.
Varchar 50, good, because in department, you see you are storing something like alphabets here. So you have to write here varchar 50. Okay. Okay, last one is salary now. Let me change this location to salary. Salary, what you want to give the data type?
Integer.
Double.
Integer. Integer, right? Okay. Now this is the small script to create a table. I will repeat this. So we have written here create table. Create and table are the reserved keywords. The moment you will write create table, the engine will understand that, oh, user wants to create a table. Then you have written the table name. And then within this, you have to write the column names, what all you want to create. Okay. And then you have to give the data type, right? In this columns, what type of data, the nature of data, what you will be storing. Okay. And then at the end, give this semicolon and then select it and then click on this run button. You can see this green color run button. No? So click on this run button. Now see, engine has given this output, that table has been created. So finally, you have created this employee table with all these columns. Now, if you want that note, then can you show the structure of this table? It has been created. So to show the structure, we have this command DESC. DESC stands for describe. Okay. So DESC and then write the table name. So if I'm writing DESC employee, so DESC is again a reserved keyword. The engine will understand that, oh, Tanvi is telling me to describe this employee table. So DSC is a reserved keyword. Engine knows what to do. So when you will execute this, click on the run button. It will show you the structure of this table. So now see, this is an employee table. The columns are employee ID, employee name, department, and salary, right? This is null. So please ignore this. We will discuss null after 2 or 3 classes. You can ignore this. And then type. Type is nothing but the data type. I have written here int. This is number. They both are one and the same. I have written varchar. This is varchar2. They both are again one and the same. So don't get confused. Hope it is clear so far, guys. So finally, we have created a table employee, and hope you understood that how you can create a table in database and with some columns and what are the data types. At a very high level, I've explained that. Before I proceed further, do you have any question, anyone?
Yeah.
I need one quick question. After
Yeah.
creating, inserting all the data and everything is fine, report is ready. So user now wanted to add the surname for
column.
his name, for his name.
Hmm.
But we have provided only where there is some amount of data size only. So
Using alter, you can do that. Understood your question. You're telling that Tanvir, suppose if I have a data of a big length, more than 50 characters, so how we can do that? Is that what you're asking?
yes, in whatever the reason, if they're changing, does it impact the whole data structure?
No, for that, what you have to do. Okay. I don't want to discuss it now. So quickly, I will answer it to you, Suresh.
Thank you.
Because I have already told, I'm not discussing data type now. Data type, we have a separate session, but to answer your question, we have an alter command. Through alter, you can change the data type of this column, whatever you have, and then you can insert the data. So the answer is you can use alter command here, but we'll discuss that in detail after some time. Okay.
Fine. Thank you.
Because I know all these questions will pop up. That's why I told you the data type I'm not discussing in detail now. So after 1 or 2 sessions, we will discuss data type in detail. Okay. Any other question?
Yeah, sir, what if we have integer as well as alphabet in the same column?
You can use varchar 50. That also we will cover after some time. But the answer is varchar you can use. You're asking about alphanumeric, Khalid, right?
In the same column.
So for varchar, you have to use varchar. We will discuss that. From this, any question? I know a lot of scenarios will be there. From this, any question? No. Okay. So far we have created the table. We have the columns. What next? What you want to do after this? You have constructed a house. What you will do after that?
The details.
We need the data.
Yes. You have constructed a house. The next thing is you will go and you will stay there. You live there, right? Similarly, you have created a table. What next? Next is to store data, to insert data. Okay. Now to insert data, we have the command insert. Okay. Into. So insert into is again a reserved keyword. The moment you will write insert into, the engine will understand that, oh, user wants to insert the data. Into which table? You have to write the table name, insert into employee, and the values what you want to add. Okay, and then again within parentheses, first column is employee ID, write employee ID, suppose the value is 1. I'm taking some dummy names here. So the name is Abdul, department is, what happened here? Name is Abdul, suppose department is HR, salary is 200. Okay. So what you have to do, write insert into table name, the values which you want to insert. Like suppose employee ID 1, employee name Abdul, department HR, salary 200. Okay, so just write it, select this, click on the run button. You see output, 1 row inserted. SQL engine is telling that Tanvir, we have inserted 1 record in this employee table. Okay. Now, if you want to verify that, no, Tanvir, please show us that the data has been inserted. So for that, okay. Before I proceed further, is this insert clear?
Yes, Tanvir.
This is clear. You see, intentionally, I'm keeping the things very simple now. Then down the line, you will see a lot of variations in this. Okay, I will show you those things. Now the question is that, okay, fine, you have created a table, you have inserted data, then can we show that data? So whenever you want to display data, so for that you have to write select. Okay, select, and don't mug up all these things. So whatever I'm teaching you today, at least 1,000 times during the course, we'll be studying this at least 1,000 times. So don't don't mug up. So you don't have to mug up anything at all during my entire course, because everything will be conceptual. Now, to display the data, you have to write select. So select means to display. The moment you will write select, the engine will understand that, oh, user is asking me to display something. Okay. Then write a star. Okay. So a star means a star or asterisk, anything you can tell. It means you are telling engine to display all the columns. Okay. Select a star from employee. So the meaning of this query is you are telling SQL engine, what is the meaning of select? To display. What is the meaning of a star? All the columns. From which table? Employee table. So the meaning of this small piece of code is we're telling SQL engine that SQL, please display all the columns which is present in the employee table. Okay. Now again, click on the run button. Now see output. Engine has displayed that, okay, Tanvir, you have this employee ID, employee name, department, and salary, 4 columns. In these 4 columns, you have inserted this data, employee ID 1, name is Abdul, department is HR, salary is 200. Is this clear, guys, so far?
Yes.
Any question, anyone? No? Great. Now, suppose I want. Yeah.
So can't we write DESC or describe
No, I didn't get your question. Can you repeat?
just to have the structure what we have completed the table? Can't we write DESC as you told earlier?
So your question is not clear. What you're telling me to write DSC? DSC is to describe the table. You see, if you want to see the structure of table, you have to write DSC and the table name. DSC employee. It will show you the structure of employee table. That is the purpose of DSC command. This will just show you the structure. If you want to see the data, then you have to write select. It will display the data. Have I answered the question?
Yes, I got it.
It will work
Okay.
in SQL Server, Tanvir?
SQL Server DSC will not work. I will share the what I can say the keyword for that SQL Server.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So any other question? So far clear? Okay. Now we have inserted one record. Now suppose if you want to insert one more record, then same thing you have to write insert into employee. Now suppose the ID is 2 and the name is John. I'm taking some dummy names, guys. Okay, name is John, and this is again HR, and the salary is 500. Okay. Okay. So now same thing. You can select this and run this. Now see, one row is inserted. Now again, if you want to check whether this record has been inserted or not, so again, you run this query, select a star from employee. So it will, 1 minute. If you're getting this output, no, so execute it again. Now see, you have both the records. One Abdul HR 200, ID 2, name John, department is HR, salaries 500. Any question?
Sir, I have one. So whenever we write Vasha, any alphabetic name, it should be written inside inverted commas, right?
I will discuss that. I will come to that. I'll show you that. Now let me insert one more record here. Suppose this is ID 3 and this is Tom and he's from sales department. Okay, trying to insert. Now see, this Tom is which is a data of which column? Employee name, correct? Now what is the data type of employee name? Varchar, right? Now I'm trying to run this line of here. It is throwing error message, right? Correct. Why it is throwing error message? Because this employee name data type is varchar and you have not written this within quotes. So whenever you have a column with data type as varchar, so it is mandatory you have to write it within quotes. If you will not write it within quotes, the engine will throw error message. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now see this Tom I will write within quotes. Now see I've kept this Tom within quotes. Now if I will run this, now see one row is inserted. If you want to check the data, again execute this, select a star from employee. Okay, what is the meaning of this? Select a star from employee.
We are selecting all the data.
columns in the employee table.
You are telling SQL engine to display. Select means to display. The star means all the columns from employee table. So you are telling SQL engine that please display all the columns from the employee table. Now let me run this. Now see all the records have been inserted here. You will be thinking, you might be thinking here that when you inserted this record at the last, why it is getting displayed at the second instance here. So we will answer when I will teach you order by, then I will answer it. So please ignore all these things for the time being. Any other question? No? Okay.
Yeah, I have one.
Hmm.
So do we need to use single quote or we can use double quote also for the name and varchar?
In certain database, they accept double quotes. In certain database, it accepts single quotes, but you can use anyone. There's no restriction on that. Okay. Now suppose I have this ID 4 and this is Lucy, and Lucy is working in sales. Salary is 900. And the shortcut to run, like you can execute the query from here, run button. The shortcut is Control Enter. We'll press Control Enter together. It will also execute. One row is inserted. Want to verify the data, you have the setting. So far we have discussed how to create a table, how to verify the structure of a table, how to insert data within a table. And if a column, if you want to store numbers, you have to mark it as INT. If you want to store alphabets, you have to mark it as varchar 50. But we have not discussed this in detail. We will discuss after some time, maybe after 1 or 2 class in detail. And this is the syntax to insert data. One important thing here is if a column is of varchar data type, you have to keep that within quotes. Any other question? Shall I proceed? Okay. Now here I am displaying all the records. Now suppose my manager or the client told me that then we know, please don't publish the salary because salary is a confidential data, right? No one wants to share their salary information or the salary details. So my client told that okay, then we don't share the salary information. I just want to see employee ID, employee name, and department. Please don't share the salary information. So in that case, what you have to do instead of a star, so what all columns you want? So just And this you can write in any case, uppercase, lowercase, your wish. Just give comma and write the columns which you want to display. So you see, I have written select employee ID, employee name of my department from employee. So from this, my SQL engine will understand that, oh, Tanvir wants to display only employee ID, employee name, and department. So when I will run this query, the engine will display only employee ID, employee name, and department. I'm running this, please verify. You see, you have only employee ID, employee name, and department. So whatever you want to display, you can control here. And that's why this is known as select clause. So here, let me break this. And one interesting thing in SQL is you can write your entire piece of code in a 1 line, in 2 line, in 3 line, your wish. It is not like Python or Unix or any other programming language that it will stop you, it will disturb you with indentation or the spacing concern. No, SQL doesn't have this concern. You see, I'm writing this piece of code in 2 lines now and clicking on the run button. Check, still you're getting the same output. So this is the best thing in SQL. It will never disturb you with all this cosmetic things, with all this silly syntax issues. SQL, it only needs a strong logic. If you're strong in building logics, so you'll be strong in SQL. So any questions so far?
No, sir.
Any question? No questions? Okay, fine. Now, suppose my manager is telling that, okay, fine, Tanvir, you have displayed the details of employee ID, employee name, and the department, but I'm interested in only those employees who are from HR department. Is my question clear? Okay. My manager is telling, Tanvir, I'm interested in only those employees details who are from HR department. So it means I have to apply filter here. Okay. And to apply filter, we have this where keyword in SQL. You all know filter, right? Filter is a very common thing. If you want to buy something from e-commerce side, you will apply filter. Suppose if you want to purchase mobile, I will apply filter no, that I want 8 GB RAM or 4 GB RAM or this process. This should be the screen size and blah, blah, blah. Similarly, in SQL, whenever you want to apply filter, you have to use where. Where is a reserved keyword. It is for filtering the data. Okay. Now, on which column you want to filter the data? Department. So you have to write the column name here, department. So the engine will understand that, oh, Tanvir wants to apply filter on the department column. Now, what data you want? HR. So you have to write HR here. Okay. Now let me run this query. Or. Okay. Run this. Now you got this. But now 1 minute, hold on. I know you will be having question. I will explain it in just a minute. So let us start from top. Now this is our employee table. We'll copy this in an Excel sheet. This is our employee table, okay? Now in this table, we have written this query. So first of all, let's try to understand that how this query will be executed. Now, there is a concept of SQL order of execution, and please don't try to mug up or remember all these things, okay? From join on, or else let me write it here only, on where group by aggregate having window select distinct ordered by limit. Okay, please ignore whatever I have written, okay, because this is something which we'll be discussing at least 100 times during the course. Okay, what is the meaning of SQL order of execution? Okay, when you are executing this query, like here, you see like I have selected, I have clicked on run button. So when you click on the run button, no, internally a lot of thing happens. Okay, like first of all, your SQL will check the syntax. The syntax is correct or not. Like I will tell you what is the meaning of syntax. Like suppose if I will remove comma here from it, okay, and I'm running this query. Okay, no one minute. It is considering that part. Suppose I remove M from here and I'm running this query. It's just throwing error message because engine is expecting from keyword here. Okay. Or suppose I have written this where before from. Okay. So I am violating the rule of sequels here. I'm violating the syntax. So this will throw error message. So first of all, when you click on the run button, the SQL will check whether the user is following all the syntax or not. Okay. Then it will check the semantics. What is semantics? Suppose if I will write this. So have you created any table with this name EMPOLO? No. So when I will run this query, let me. Now see, syntax is correct. I have kept from before where, but this will again throw error message. Why? Because you are trying to fetch data from this table which you have not created. So when you run this, when you click on the run button, so internally engine checks the syntax, semantics, and if everything is good, then it proceeds further. Okay. So now here, when we have written this query, so for us, it seems that first of all, we have written select, then the column names, then we have written from, then we have written where, but the way how your SQL engine reads your query is different. SQL engine will start with from first. First of all, it will read this one from. Okay. So you have written from employee. So your engine will understand that, oh, Tanveen wants some data from the employee table. So your engine will search the employee table in the database and it will take a copy of it and it will keep that in the temporary memory. So is the from part clear? First of all, engine will execute from. So it will check from part. In from, you have written from employee. It means you are telling SQL engine that I want data from which table? Employee table. So that's why your SQL engine will search for the employee table and then it will copy the data and it will paste it in the temporary memory. Is this clear, guys, so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from we have executed. After from, now you have two more reserved keywords. One is select, other is where. So which one you will execute after from, select or where? Where, correct? You have where. Select comes here at the third place. So after from, engine will execute the where clause. So in where, when the engine will come here, you see, this is very important to understand each and every keyword. What is the meaning? How the engine is executing it, how the engine is approaching it. So when the engine will come to where part, it will understand that, oh, I have to apply filter. Okay, because the meaning of where is filtering the data. Now in where you have written department. Now here the engine will understand that, oh, user wants me to apply filter on the department column. So the engine will focus on the department column. Fine. Now here in department, what you have written? HR. Now this is very important. Please listen very carefully. Now in this department column, what you are searching? HR. Now the engine one by one, record by record, it will search this HR. So is this HR same as this HR? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So it will select this. Now next record. This is sales. This is HR. Are they both same? No. Rejected. Next record. This is sales. This is HR. You are searching for HR, but this is sales. So engine will select this or reject this.
Reject this.
reject this. So engine will reject this record. Now next, this HR and this HR, are they both same?
No.
Are they both same, guys? Yes or no?
No.
Yes, because SQL doesn't consider lowercase or uppercase, is it?
No, 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 no. I'm coming to that. Now listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. In SQL, I told you we have reserved keywords. I told you we have user-defined keywords. Okay. And then we have data. Okay. Now, here, this select, this is which keyword? Reserved keyword. Okay. Employee ID, employee name, department. This is which keyword? Reserved keyword or user defined?
User defined.
User defined. I have kept the name of this column as employee ID, right? I can keep any name. This is user defined. Okay. Now, from, this is which keyword?
Reserved.
Reserved keywords, because engine know what's to do. It's from employee, user defined keyword. Where, reserved keyword. Department, user defined. So all the reserved keywords and the user defined keywords, you can write in any case, your wish. You can write in uppercase, lowercase, propercase, camel case, any case. There's no restriction on that. This is not Python. In Python, you have to be very careful even with the reserved keywords case. Here, there is no concern. You can write reserved keywords or the user defined. I'm getting background noise. So you can write reserved keywords or the user defined keywords in any case. That is not a problem. Okay. This HR, this is a data. You see this one, this is a data. So whatever you are inserting in a table, those are known as data. Abdul, this is a data. Tom, this is data. This values, this is data. The salaries, this is data. Data are case sensitive. Is this clear now? Okay.
Yes.
Reserved and the user defined keywords are not case sensitive. I will prove it. Just give me 2-3 minutes. I will prove that. But data is case sensitive. So if you have written HR, it means you are searching uppercase H, uppercase R. Now tell me, this HR and this HR, are they both same? No. This is data. This is case sensitive. This you are searching here uppercase H, uppercase R, but this is uppercase H and lowercase r. Now tell me, are they both same?
No, sir.
No, they are not same. So engine will reject this record. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So where is also engine has executed the where part as well. What next? Select. What is the meaning of select? The meaning of select is to display. We have written select employee ID, comma, employee name, comma, department. Meaning is you are telling SQL engine, please display employee ID, employee name, and department. So engine will copy this from here because you want to display only this, and which 1 minute, which record finally engine has selected? Only this record. So engine will display this record here. Now I will execute this query. Please verify the output. Now tell me, are you getting the same output, ladies and gentlemen? Is
Yes.
this the same output? So you understood how a query is executed by the SQL engine?
Yes.
Okay. So similarly, all the keywords, we will be studying that how each and every keyword is executed by the SQL engine. what is the meaning of that keyword? What are the misconceptions? What are the limitations? What are the pros? What are the cons? Where a particular keyword you don't have to use and all these things. Now, I told you here that this select is it's not case sensitive. Now you see, I will write this all in uppercase. Okay. Now I'm executing this query. Please check. Are you getting the same output?
Yes, sir.
Same output. Now employee, I will write this in different case. Now see, this is totally mixed up. Okay. Now I'm executing this query. Are you getting the same output? Okay. So this proves that the reserved keywords and the user defined keywords, it is your wish. You can write in any case, but data you have to write in that this is case sensitive. Now see, I'm searching here uppercase H, uppercase R. Now suppose if I will write here uppercase H and lowercase r, then what will be the output? If I will execute this query, let me copy this here. If I'm executing this query, then what will be the output?
Maybe error.
It will throw error.
No, it will come as John.
No,
John. John's record will be showing.
One. Sheikh M. Zahid Hussain. Please don't do drawing on the board. Let me delete this first. Is that drawing option? Take eraser. Thank you. 1 minute, guys. What I was telling? Yeah. I'm telling if this is the query, what will be the output?
It will be John.
It will be John. Okay. Any other thought? Okay. Any other thought, guys? Feel free to share your thoughts. Don't worry.
John.
Okay, you all are John. Okay, you all are feeling shy in sharing your thoughts. Okay, fine. Let's analyze this query. Which keyword will be executed first here?
From.
From. And then
Okay.
Where?
From employee. So when engine will execute from employee, what engine will do here? Engine will search for the employee table. It will take a copy and it will keep that in the temporary memory. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. After from which keyword?
Where?
Where?
Where keyword. Let me save this file. Where keyword. What is the meaning of where?
It will filter the data.
To filter the data. Okay. In where what you have written? Department. So what it means? You want to filter the data in which column? Department column. So engine will focus on the department column here. Okay. What you are searching here?
HR.
Uppercase H, lowercase r. Okay. So engine will check record by record. Does this HR same as this HR?
No.
No. So record will be selected or rejected?
Rejected.
Rejected. This is cells. This is different. Rejected. This is again cells. Rejected. What about this?
To be accepted.
You are searching uppercase H and lowercase r. Is this uppercase H and lowercase r?
Yeah.
Yes. So this will be selected. Okay. So where is done? After where, which keyword you will execute? Engine will execute. Select.
Select.
What is the meaning of select?
Display.
Display. What you want to display here? Employee ID, employee name, and department. Okay. So engine will copy employee ID, employee name, and department. And in this record you have selected, it will select this record, and it will. So as per our analysis, engine should display John. Now let's check what engine is displaying here. I'm running this query and then verify the output of engine and the output as per our analysis. This is the output of your SQL engine. Have you got the same output?
Yes.
So hope this is clear. So this has proved that data is case sensitive. Hope it is clear.
Yes.
Any questions so far? You guys are not asking question. Not sure what's the reason. Is this clear here to everyone?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
maybe.
yes. Okay.
Sir,
Okay, so
is there, can I ask a question? Like,
yeah,
is
yeah, sure,
there
please.
like if there are multiple similar data, like it will
Uh-huh.
display as in rows, right?
Hmm. So sorry, can you repeat if there are multiple similar data? We have to.
It will be shown in the like display, right?
Yeah.
I think what she's asking is if there are multiple matching records, then how it will be displayed.
Multiple matching records. Matching on what basis?
So like it's, let's say you are filtering with
Filtering.
capital HR and there are multiple.
That I will come. That is the next topic. I will discuss it. That is just the next topic I'm going to discuss now. Now I have executed this query. I am getting Abdul as an output. I'm executing this query. I'm getting John as an output. Suppose I have shown this to my manager that, sir, you told me to display all the employees who are working in HR department. So this is the output. Now my manager will tell that no, Tanvir, I think John is also working in HR department. Why you are not displaying John, right? That's a valid concern. If I'm displaying only Abdul, my manager will ask, no, that Tanvir, I remember John is also working in HR. Why you're not displaying John? I will tell to my boss that, sir, it is because SQL is case sensitive with data. I have written here uppercase H, uppercase R, and because Abdul data was stored in department as uppercase H, uppercase R, that's why my SQL query is giving Abdul only in the output. So you know what my manager will tell? My manager will tell that, Tanvir, I'm not bothered how your SQL engine works, right? I'm not a technical guy. It's not my cup of tea. Do whatever you want. I don't know how your SQL works, what is case sensitive, what is, and the same conversation happens in a project, either with your manager or with the client. Okay, because if they want something, you have to deliver it, if that is feasible. Okay. So now my manager is telling, Tanvir, it is your headache, what you are doing. And here I'm just showing you 4 records. Suppose you're handling the rate of MNC like Infosys, TCS, Accenture. They have like more than 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh employees, right? And suppose in that case, so you cannot see that how the data has been stored, right? Here we can see that, okay, Abdul and John, they are working in HR department, right? So in that case, how you will write a query, right? Because I'm showing here only Abdul, because I have used uppercase H, uppercase R. So now my manager is telling that is not my headache. In whatever format the data has been stored in HR, I'm not bothered about that. You please display me all the employees who are working in HR. First of all, is the question clear?
Yes, Tanvir. Yeah.
I think question is not clear. And let me repeat. The question is, my manager is telling, Tanvir, please display all the employees who are working in HR department, irrespective of the case, how the data has been saved. You are telling Abdul, the data was saved as uppercase H, uppercase R. In John, it is uppercase H, lowercase R. Sorry, Tanvir, I'm not bothered about that. I want you have to display all the employees who are working in HR department, irrespective of the case. Is this question clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir. In that case,
Okay.
we need to convert the data into upper or lower so that we can retrieve.
Or we
I
can
know.
add a constraint stating that consider both uppercase HR and the lowercase one.
Let me, I know, I appreciate, you know, this. Let me cover that. So that's a valid concern. And this, and like, if you're working as a data analyst, especially, so this kind of conversations we'll be having on a daily basis, especially with your client. Okay, and that's why you have to be strong in SQL. Quickly, you can write query and you can fetch the data. Now, to make it more interesting, I want to insert one more record here. Suppose I have one more record, ID is 5, and the name is Benjamin. And suppose now the HR, I will take lowercase h, lowercase to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay. So now in the employee table, we have 5 records and we have HR with all the different cases. So now this is your employee table. Okay. Now tell me one thing. My manager told me I want all the employees who are working in HR. So what should be the actual output or the expected output? Abdul,
Yeah.
John, and Benjamin, right?
Yeah.
Means whatever query I will write, so the output should be Abdul, John, and Benjamin because they all are from HR department. But the interesting thing is the Abdul data, you can see uppercase H, uppercase R. In John, uppercase H, lowercase r. Benjamin, lowercase h, lowercase r. Okay. So for this, what I will do here, I will write here, select employee ID, employee name. Okay, now tell me you. That means I want you guys to tell me what all columns you want. Employee ID, employee name, department, or salary as well. Or what? Tell me. Let's have salary as well. Okay. If you don't want, I will remove it. Okay, but just I'm keeping salary as well. Okay. From employee, now I will keep this. I have a habit of writing all this in lowercase, so I will always write in lowercase, but I have proved it. You can write in uppercase, lowercase, mixed case, your wish. Now to solve that problem, we have a keyword upper. Sorry. We have a keyword upper here. Okay, now I will run this query and please check the output. Now this is the output. Now tell me, is this the correct output?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this the expected output?
Yes.
Now this is the correct output. This is what my manager was looking for. A manager will be happy that, okay, fine. Then you have displayed all the employees who are working in HR. This is good. Now the question is, this is fine. I have written here upper. So now let's try to understand that what magic this upper has done here. That is very important to understand. Okay. So now again, let's analyze this query one by one. So in this query, okay, or else let me write this query here. So tell me which keyword will be executed first?
From.
From, very good. What is the meaning of from?
The entire table.
Search the employee table in the database because in a database, you can have thousands of tables, okay? So your engine will search for the employee table. It will copy it. It will keep that in the temporary memory. Hope it is clear. Okay. After from which keyword?
Where?
Where. What is the meaning of where? To apply that. Now let's take a pause and listen very carefully. After where I have written upper. So first of all, let's try to understand the meaning of upper. The meaning of upper in SQL is you are telling SQL engine to convert a data in uppercase. This is the meaning of upper. After upper in bracket, you have written department. It means you are telling SQL engine that SQL in the department column, whatever data you have, I repeat, you are telling to SQL engine that SQL in department column, whatever data you have, to please convert all the data in uppercase. This is the meaning of upper. Now see what SQL will do. It will create this dummy column, new column. Okay. And here what it will do, all the values, whatever is present here, that will be converted in uppercase. So see, this HR was already in uppercase, so this will be in uppercase. This sales was already in uppercase, so it will copy it as it is. Now this, see this cells. This is converted all in uppercase. This will be converted all in uppercase. This will be converted all in uppercase. So what is the meaning of upper? upper meaning is it will convert the data of that particular column all in uppercase. Is this clear so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, then what you have written, where upper department equals HR. So now it means you are telling to SQL engine that SQL, okay, you have converted the department column data in uppercase. Now within this column, which you have derived in this column, please search for this HR. So now engine will search HR in this column, not in this column. Now this column will be focused here. So your engine will search this. So is this HR and this HR same? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, selected. This is cells, this is different, rejected. This is cells, this is HR, different, rejected. Now tell me this one. Is this same?
Yeah, this will be selected.
So this is selected. Is this same?
Yeah.
Selected. Okay. Now your engine has selected these 3 records. Now tell me one thing. This record, if I will tell you that this record is nothing but this has been derived or this is coming from this record. Am I correct?
Yes.
This record is derived from this record. And this record is derived from this record. So it means literally your engine has selected this record, your engine has selected this record, and your engine has selected this record. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. I will mute everyone. I'm getting some background noise. If you want to speak, you can unmute. Now, where is done. So this was very interesting to understand. So where upper, what is the meaning of upper?
To convert the upper.
Convert it in uppercase.
Good. To convert the data present in the department column in uppercase. So you see all the data is converted in uppercase. Now here you are searching HR. So now this 3 are HR. Now this 3 are derived from this record. So literally you have selected these 3 records. Then you have select. What is the meaning of select? To display. What you want to display here? You want to display employee ID, employee name, department, salary. So engine will copy all these things from here. And the records, whatever you have selected, engine will display those records finally. Now this is as per our analysis, right? This one. And this was the output of your SQL engine. Are they both the same output?
Yes.
Okay. So you understood how this upper keyword is working here. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
No,
Yes.
it's not
Yes.
clear. Okay. Okay. I repeat, do you have any questions so far?
Yes. I have a question. So the way we are writing upper and it is converting the data in the department column into uppercase all.
Right.
So if we
Right.
similarly write lower.
I will come to that. That's the next topic.
Okay. Okay. And
Next
one
topic.
more query. So for example, since this data is being manually filled in by a person, like so it is a manual input, the data part. So there, if anyone makes a mistake, say HR, and you just mention is that HUR or some error in this way. So how like so in that particular case, because the data is for HR department only, but due to this misspell or something, so it is, and we are unable to identify. The SQL is unable to identify it.
So for that is what if means HR these cases are different. So for that, if you want to capture these records, you have to use this upper keyword. Is that you are asking or something different?
No, for example, like here we have HR. So SQL is understanding that okay, HR is the keyword, and we are converting all into uppercase.
No. HR is not the keyword. HR is the data.
HR is the data. Yes. So now in this, in the department column, if we have one more record for HR only, but the spelling, it is not mentioned as H and R, but HUR, say.
Okay. That
Yes.
is different use case. That you cannot capture here. That is
Okay.
different use case.
Okay, understood.
That's
Right.
a different one.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can use like operator, right, in that.
That's why I told that's a different use case. We will. I don't want to discuss it now. That's a different use case. Okay. So any other question from this?
Hi, Tanvir. I
Hi.
have one question.
Hmm.
Can we override the case irrespective of the case which user enter?
Can
Like
we
maybe-
override?
Yeah, override to make the data to be in one case, maybe it's upper or lower.
Means you want to make it uniform in the column. That is what it is.
Yes.
That constraint we can do. That is when we will discuss constraint partner. Understood your question. Your question is, Tanvir, if someone by mistake, if they have inserted this data, so in the beginning itself, the table should not accept it, right?
No, not that one. My question is like whatever may be the case, maybe they may enter the complete uppercase or maybe the mixed case, upper and lower. Whatever may be the case the user enter, the data should be inserted into table in a particular case, like only in
That you can control. We have update using update command. We will discuss that.
No,
you can control it. You can do it.
Is there any option we can add it in the create statement itself, like upper of the
That's what I
column?
told. If you want to, that's what I'm telling. If you want to check it when the user is inserting, we have the constraint. When I will discuss you the constraint part, no, then I will tell you using those constraints. If suppose you want all the data should be in HR, okay, and someone is inserting in HR, so you can control this. There are two options. Either if someone is inserting lowercase h, lowercase r, engine will not allow, or if you want that, no, let's allow this, but internally convert that in uppercase h, uppercase r, that also you can do in pipeline. That is also possible. Both the things are possible.
Okay.
Have I answered your question?
Yes, that's what my question. Like irrespective of the case, we need to convert the value, the data into uppercase and we need to insert it. So
that also you can do. Means internally, suppose user is inserting as lowercase r, but engine will internally convert this in uppercase h, uppercase r, and that will be inserted in that way. That is also allowed. And suppose if you are telling that no, we will accept only uppercase h, uppercase r. If someone is inserting in this lowercase h, lowercase r, so engine will reject that record at all. That is also allowed. We will discuss both the scenarios. Okay.
Thank you.
So fine. Hope it is clear so far.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now, same thing you can achieve using a lower keyword. Here I have written this using upper. Now same thing you can achieve using lower keyword. So I will write here instead of upper, I will write here lower. And then you have to add this as well in lowercase. Now, this time I will not execute this query. I want you guys to analyze this and tell me. So tell me in this keyword, in this query, which keyword will be executed first? I have only 5 minutes left. So please tell me quickly.
From employee.
From
employee. So what is
Yes.
the meaning of from employee? It
The
means
table
you have
selection.
to
the table.
good.
Right.
You have to copy that table and keep that in the temporary memory. After from which keyword?
Where
Where.
the filter.
Where. What is the meaning of where?
Filter.
To apply filter. After where, what you have written?
Lower.
No.
Lower. Now, the moment engine will see lower, engine will understand that, oh, I have to convert certain data in lowercase. So data of which column you have to convert in lowercase?
Department.
Department. So all the data of department column will be converted in lowercase. Now see, all the data is converted in lowercase. Okay. Now in this data, what you are searching? Lowercase h, lowercase
HR.
r. This you are searching, no? Lowercase h, lowercase r. So now let's compare. Is this, now engine will focus on this column. Now this is lowercase h, lowercase r. So this will be selected. This will be rejected. And this will be selected. Is this clear?
Yes.
Now this record is actually coming from this record. And the last two records are coming from this record. Then after this, you have select. What is the meaning of select? To display. You want to display these columns here. So what all records you selected? You selected this record and you have selected this record. Okay. So now let me execute this and verify the output of SQL engine. So this is the output of your SQL engine. Please verify. Are you getting the same output?
Yeah.
Okay. So hope you understood how upper or lower works.
Yes.
Okay. Now I have a question and I want you all to think very carefully and then answer. I have used this query and this was working perfectly. We got the output. If I will write this here instead of uppercase h, uppercase r, what will be the output?
No output will be given.
No records will
Error.
be displayed.
Be there. Error.
So records.
Error, no output,
No
Benjamin.
output.
no output. Okay. I will not execute this. First of all, let's analyze this. Okay. And I will do it quickly. I have 2-3 minutes left. So again, first of all, from employee, so your engine will take a copy of the table. It will keep it here. Then where means to apply filter. You're applying filter on the upper department. What is the meaning of upper? To convert all the data of department column in uppercase. So here engine will cover all the data of department column in uppercase. This is very interesting. So now in this derived column, you want to apply filter. So what you are searching here?
Lowercase HR.
You are searching here lowercase h, lowercase r. Okay, let's search here. Is this lowercase h, lowercase r?
No.
No. This,
No.
no.
So all
This,
are
no.
rejected. No.
This, no. This, no. None of the record is selected. All are rejected. Okay. Then finally select. Select means you want to display. So what you want to display? This column. So have you selected any records?
No.
No. So what will be the output?
Zero.
No data.
No data.
No, not zero, not zero. Zero is different.
Yeah.
No data.
Data.
No data. Okay. So now let's check the output of SQL engine. No data found. Is this clear?
Yes.
Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually this is contradictory statement. Why? I will tell you. The reason here why I'm telling this is a contradictory statement is, first of all, you are telling to the SQL engine that SQL convert department in uppercase, right? So your SQL has converted all the values in uppercase. Then, sir, why you are searching lowercase data? It is like you went to a veg restaurant and you are asking for chicken biryani. That's not possible, right? So same thing, you have asked engine to convert all the records in uppercase. Everything is converted in uppercase. Then why you are searching for lowercase? Your engine will find it. No, that's why this is a contradictory statement, and that's why there is no output. Okay. Similarly, if I will write here this one, will you get any output from this query?
No.
No.
No, because here you have written lower and you are searching uppercase data. Will you get any output? No data.
No. No. No data found.
Okay. Okay. Now this one, who will answer this? Will I get any record for this?
No.
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 Again, no, because you have converted all the characters in lowercase. Here, one character is in uppercase, so engine will not find it. So still, no data found. Okay. So I will stop here. Hope you would have understood this. So far we have discussed how to create a table, how to insert data, what is where clause, what is SQL order of execution, what is upper, what is lower, and how they work. Now see one thing I will tell you. These all keywords like whatever we have, these all are simple. Okay. But to write complex query, you should know how internally engine is executing each and every keyword. Like how I told you here, I would have just told you that use upper and lower and you will get the output, right? But you should know how the upper internally engine is processing it. So that's what you have to understand for each and every keyword. Okay. So thanks a lot, guys, for attending this session. I will stop here. We will share the recording in another 3 to 4 hours, and this notes and this coding as well. All these things will be shared. And from tomorrow, we'll share the invite in the target group, those who have enrolled for the course. But still, if you are enrolling or not, if you're getting stuck somewhere in the SQL, you can post that in the STEM generic group. We will be there to help you out. So fine then, those who wants to drop, you can drop. If you have any question, you can stay and ask.
One thing, Tanvir, any Paytm mode or any number where we can initiate the transaction, or is it like the same route what we talked about earlier, WhatsApp and then connecting with you and then doing it?
I think in the S10 generic group, no, if you will see the group description, anyway, I will mention again. So we have given a number. So if those who are interested, they can make the payment on the number. Okay, and please share your full name and the transaction screenshot. We will add it to the target group, and each and every day we share a new link. So those who are already added in the target group, so the new link will be shared tomorrow at 6:45 or 6:50 a.m. We used to share, and the recording everything will be shared in a 3 to 4 hours.
Apart from PhonePe, anything other works as in GPay?
PhonePe, Paytm, GPay, all of this will work.
All good. Thanks.
And the on-site guys, if you are paying in USD, so we have shared a Zilli account as well. You can make payment on that. Okay. Or those who want to make payment through PayPal, please connect with me once, then you can share the transaction.
So once the payment is done, then we need to share the screenshot one-to-one.
When you are making the payment, please mention your name in the notes, and just mention SQL May batch. That's all, and share the screenshot on my personal window. That's all. Then we will ask your full name and we will add you to the target. That's all. After that, we will take care of all the things.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No issues. Any other question, anyone? Okay.
Tanvir, hi.
Yeah,
This is
Manikanta.
Manikanta.
Yes,
So,
Manikanta.
yeah, in the filter condition, we are applying lower and upper, right, on a particular field. So, for suppose if you have millions of records in a particular table, so internally SQL engine is converting that particular field into case, right? So, will it affect the performance?
Of course, that will affect the performance. So for that, we have a concept of indexing. Okay. So indexing is used to have a better performance. But again, the index which has to be used, that has to be used in a very intelligent way, because if you're not giving indexing on the correct column, that can again impact the performance badly. But to quickly answer your question, so yes, we have the concept of index and this impacts the performance. But you cannot sacrifice the requirement at the cost of performance, right? Requirement holds top priority, then the performance comes into picture. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Hope I answered. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? There's a good question. Any other question, anyone?
Sir, I'm actually not in the group. Can you please share the link of the WhatsApp group?
Shiprada, you just, I think you pinged me in the morning. So yeah, you pinged me. No, I will share that.
Okay, sure.
Invite.
Yeah,
okay.
thank you, sir.
No problem. Any other question?
Yes, sir. Like, can we discuss the questions?
Which question, Mansi? Sorry.
Yeah, like actually, I just want to know, like without using except or minus operator, how I can find the differences between two tables?
Without using except and minus. Is that
Huh.
your oh, you connected yesterday with me, no, for that interview question.
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So for that, you can use joins, you can use, okay. And that is the one simple ways you can use using the joins, left and right order joins, so that you can find apart from except. But my recommendation is except or minus should not be used to find the differences, because except or minus, they have inbuilt distinct functionality. And if you have more than one transaction, that will be filtered out. So better, my recommendation is, so when you want to find the differences between the two tables, you can use left join and right join.
Sir,
Okay.
do you have any like query like you so that you can post it and it will be helpful?
Mansi, I remember you have shared the questions yesterday. No, just give me another 30 minutes, Mansi.
Okay.
I will share the queries. Okay.
Okay.
For all your questions. Okay, all are from my assignments only. So just I will copy and I will paste that.
Yeah.
Sir, even I want to retrieve distinct records from both the tables. Even I'm using except keyword. It was fine to me. But you know, the tables which I'm using, it has millions of records, you know. It was taking long time to retrieve the records which are not present in the opposite table by using except keyword. How can I retrieve the records which are not present in opposite table then in that case?
What I understood is you are telling you have a source table, you have a target table, and you want to find a mismatch between the two tables without using except or minus. Is that your question?
No. By using except only, I want to retrieve the records. But it was taking long time.
Then you use entile along with except. Okay, and then you have to use 2-3 queries with entile 1, entile 2, entile 3. And with that, it will not take much time. But you see, if you have a lot of data, obviously it will take some good amount of time. So one way is, my suggestion is, use entile along with that except or minus whatever you're using, because that will break the data in multiple chunks, and then you can do it quickly. And the second way is, my recommendation is go for left or right, but you have told I want to use except or minus only. But you see, guys, I will tell you one thing, except or minus is very dangerous. Okay, because if you have multiple transactions, because you know that minus has inbuilt distinct functionality, it will remove the duplicates. So you will not understand if you have the duplicate transactions, right? And maybe you will miss it. Suppose 1 million transaction one client has done, and the same 1 million transaction another client has done. And if you will use minus operator, it will show only 1 million transaction that only one client has done. So you will miss it. Okay. So that's why my recommendation is, don't blindly use except or minus. Before that, first of all, check the count. If the count is same, then go for except or minus.
Okay.
We'll discuss all these things when I will teach you set operator, minus, union, all that. Intersect.
Like also I have a request, like for us ETL testing persons, like ETL testing group, or like we are job searching, whoever, you can provide us a link. Like
yeah, Mansi, you have suggested me yesterday, so I will create a separate group for the ETL testing, and in my alumni group as well, those who are interested, they can connect on that.
Yeah, that will be
That
very
I have a question, Tanvir, again on the topic as we discussed. So on the filter condition, so you said that it will create a dummy field, right? Upper
yes.
Again, this will create on top of this temporary memory, right?
Yes,
so
and all
while
these things will
fetching,
be flushed.
yeah,
Once engine will display this, everything will be deleted, everything will be flushed.
okay, before displaying that, we are manipulating the data here, right?
No,
So
you're not manipulating. That's why I'm telling here, the parent table engine will not disturb. It is here only. Engine is taking copy of it, and it is doing all these things here. This is like a kitchen. It will do all these things here. And then finally, what all record has been selected, it will display that to you. Then what all things you have done here, manipulation or whatever you are telling, engine will delete everything from the temporary memory. Otherwise, this will pile up in the temporary memory and it will eat all the temporary memory. Have I answered the question, Manikanta?
Yeah, but in temporary memory, so this dummy field, right? Is it add as an extra field to the existing table in the temporary
Not existing
memory?
table. That's what I'm telling.
How it will
Not-
map then to the existing table?
See, this is your existing table, parent table.
Right.
Engine will not disturb this. That's why I told from employments, engine will take a copy of it. Okay. And then it will keep it here. Now engine will derive this dummy column in the temporary memory, in the rough area. You can think temporary memory as a rough area. So when we are doing mathematics in the 10th standard, 12th standard, we have a rough page there. We used to do this, right? Now this is like a rough area of the SQL engine. It will create it here in the dummy temporary memory. It will check what all records are satisfying the condition. Then it will display that. Once it is displayed, it will delete all those things, whatever it has done in the temporary. Everything will be deleted. It will be flushed from here. Is that what you're asking, Manikanta? Have I answered?
My question is how it is mapping there. So after, I mean, we are converting that data into uppercase, right? In this example. So how it is mapping in the temporary memory? That is my question.
Because
mapping
is from this to this.
Conveyed that by using arrow marks, right? So how it is
because
mapping?
engine knows the physical address of this. We have a concept of row ID. So engine knows the physical address of this. And let me show you that. Let me show you 1 minute. See, this is a row ID. This gives the physical address of each and every record. Okay, you can see this is the address, physical address of each and every record. Okay. So when engine is taking this data, no, so engine knows that from which address I have taken this data. And then engine will search in that particular address and it will take it from there. No, not clear.
Yeah, got it. So based on physical address, right?
Engine knows the address of each and every record, and from there it will then point it out and then it will display that.
Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Okay, so fine then, guys.
Yeah, Mona Lisa, this side, I've just made the payment. So I've shared.
I have seen. I will see that after this call. I will. A lot of mails, lot of messages are floating. I will answer all those things.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks.
Okay, no issues. Okay, guys. Yeah.
SQL is case sensitive.
No. I have never told this. SQL is case sensitive with data only. Okay. SQL is case sensitive with data only. SQL is not case sensitive with reserved and user defined keyword. That is what I have taught you today.
Okay.
Is that clear? So if someone is telling, that is one of the assignment question as well. You will get that question today or tomorrow. So please don't tell it like SQL is case sensitive. No, SQL is case sensitive with data. Otherwise, SQL is not case sensitive with reserved or user defined keyword. Like if you have studied Python or Unix or any other programming languages, so there you will see they are case sensitive even with the reserved keywords. In Python, if you write print P in uppercase, it will throw error message. But that is not here in SQL. That is the best part here. Just you have to be strong in logic and you'll become champion in SQL. Okay. Any other question? Okay. Fine then, guys. Thanks for attending. Hope you have enjoyed the session. We'll connect tomorrow. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.